What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy ColeRocket21 back again with week 5 of the National Pokemon Draft League Season 20. Today we are taking on my buddy Ball. We are trying to get rolling real quick. He just wrapped up another match, makeup match. We're a few days late on our match as well. Things got crazy. I had a wedding that took up most of my past weekend, and then he's got like 5 kids. It might just be 4. But if it's 5, Ball, take the credit for being that good of a dad. That I just think that you could handle 5. So props to Ball in his fatherhood, but also props to Ball in his battling. While juggling all those children, he also has maintained his status as one of the best battlers in our league. My team, the Las Vegas Cinderaces, is currently 1-3. So I'm fighting an uphill battle just to try to make playoffs. Ball is standing in the way of that and is a very imposing opponent, as you will see here as I switch to the matchups. Now, before we talk about Ball's team real quick, I do want to address after week 4 and finally pulling off our first dub of the season, we did make some roster changes. The team just felt a little more clunky than I liked, and so we switched some things around. As you can see, we've got Hydreigon, which I switched for Iron Jugulis. Still functions very similar role, not quite as fast. Hits a little harder, I think, has a little more bulk. Similar coverage, but as Dragon type instead of Flying type. It does not take it as much advantage of our Quark Drive, Electric Terrain type team, but I think having a Dragon type on the team should help out a lot. And it will be making its debut today, as you'll see here in the team builder. Next, we dropped Araquanid for Blastoise, Mega Blastoise, the big man himself. I thought that I just needed a better water type on the squad, and I think that Blastoise has really nice synergy as a Mega with the terrain that we have. It gets Terrain Pulse that is boosted by its Mega Launcher ability, so it does have like a cool electric type tech move that I can potentially use. It gives me a better Rapid Spinner than just having Claydol as well. It gives me Flip Turn for some additional pivoting that I felt like I was lacking in a little bit. As you can see, my top 6 now all have some form of pivoting, which I value a lot. It also just has some cool tech moves. It's, one of those Gen 1 mons that's been around for forever, and so it has picked up a lot of fun tools to use along the way. The one note there, Shell Smash is banned on Mega Blastoise in our league, so you will not be seeing me click Shell Smash Mega Blastoise, which seems reasonable. Next, as you can see, we dropped Mega Chestnut, and I picked up a Alolan Raichu. This is sort of filling back in for that role that Iron Jugulis had of kind of like, again, a Quark Drive speed boost, except for with Surge Surfer, Alolan Raichu gets double in speed instead of just +1 from Quark Drive. And so I thought that just having some more firepower in the back to potentially play off of that was good. Give me a Psychic type that was a little bit different than Claydol, although it does give me my 3rd Psychic type. But I thought just having that threat in terrain was good value for 5 points. And finally, we dropped Piloswine and picked up Shuckle. We did not want to lose Webs entirely. I liked the idea of still maintaining a good hazard setter, probably better than any individual that I had. Obviously, Shuckle has its downsides, but I think that for like 2 points, it forces a lot of prep every week. So those were our moves. Hopefully they help us see some more success in the back half of this season. Now we'll talk about Ball's team. Ball is currently 4-1. I believe he just lost his first match like minutes ago. So hopefully he's shaken that, or he's ready to bounce back and crush us. So we'll see. He's got Zamazenta Crown, which I still can't believe the power creep we've gotten to that we allowed this thing, because Dauntless Shield was nerfed. This is a box art legendary. It's insane, 128 speed, huge defense, huge attack stat, lacking coverage. I think Fighting Steel is still a pretty good type, though. It gets a +1 defense boost with Body Press every time it's... Okay, sorry for that interruption. I ran out of recording space. So, whoa. That was spooky. You'll see some bad stitched together right before this. So if you see a cut, that's why. Anyways, Zamazenta is scary. Next, he's got Deoxys defense. Again, another just legendary. It is big support, but he's ran like teleport trick room before to get his Enamorous Therian in. It gets knockoff. Doesn't have great attack stats, but is super bulky. It gets recover, so it just has staying power. And of course, it gets spikes and stealth rocks. So that thing's a bit of a nuisance. We will see what we can do there. In fact, that does make me realize I need to switch one of my items back to heavy-duty boots. You'll see that in a second here. Anyways, next he's got Raging Bolt. Just more legendaries on tap. Raging Bolt obviously has a signature move. Brain just says Thunderstruck. I know that Thunderclap. That is Sucker Punch, but an electric type move. Huge special attack, super bulky, electric dragon type. Dragon Pulse. Good Calm Mind user, good Assault Vest user with Volt Switch. That thing is a menace. So not stoked about that. He's got Tentacruel as his Rapid Spinner. Gets knockoff Poison Jab, Scald type stuff. Y'all know what Tentacruel does if you've seen Draft in any capacity. It's a very standard value Rapid Spinner that always puts in solid work. High special bulk, I guess, is the last note. Superior. So here's where we'll start noting. Ball said his entire goal for this team was to draft Pokemon that clicked one button and one button only. Obviously, Body Press with Zamazenta, Thunderclap with Raging Bolt. Now you get to Superior that has Contrary with like 113 base speed and just clicks Leaf Storm and suddenly goes +2, +4, +6. It also gets annoying stuff like Glare, Sub, Leech Seed sets that it'll run. Those are kind of the two most common sets. So try not to let that thing snowball too hard. Then we get to Dracovish, the number one all-time click buttons mon. With its Strong Jaw ability, Vicious Rend hits incredibly hard, doubles its power with not including stab if it is faster. So you could see this thing running Choice Scarf, Strong Jaw, or as you'll see down below, Ball also has access to Sand. This thing gets Sand Rush too. So if he wants to bring Sand as well, he could run like Choice Band Dracovish, Life Orb Dracovish. Causes some issues. Golurk is value. It gets no guard, so it gets like no guard Poltergeist, which is nice that can't miss. Dynamic Punch, a lot of strong hitting moves, good attack, solid again if he brings Trick Room as an option. It gets Stealth Rocks if he wants to bring it for that. It's a pretty low value or low point total, I guess. Ghost type with a lot of utility coverage mostly. Then he's got his Enamorous Therian. Ball is the most successful draft person I've seen use this Pokemon so far. It's one I've always been interested in drafting, and it's a little tough because it doesn't bring a crazy amount to the table, but what it does bring is that it's really bulky and hits really hard. He brought Specs Moonblast to his Week 3 match and just won because he got it under Trick Room with Deoxys. So this thing's a threat. It also gets like Earth Power. Does not have a great flying type move to take advantage of that stab, but it can also run like Iron Defense, Calm Mind. I think it might even get Stored Power. So we will be on the lookout for that thing. Komala is a favorite of the buddy Super Spider Pig, who we played in week 1 or 2. Lots of good coverage. Rapid Spinner for value. It gets knockoff. You can always run something. And then like Last Resort, I think it can still run that set. So not a lot to mention there. And then finally, Mega T-Tar. Obviously, you take pseudo legendary stats and you add 100, and then also give it the Sandstream buff of the 50% special defense for rock types. This thing is a menace. It gets like Dragon Dance. T-Tar has knockoff now in modern gen. So yeah, overall terrifying team. Not super stoked, but I will show you what I'm trying to combat this with. So obviously starting out, we have Iron Moth. I'm running just dual stab, Dazzling Gleam, U-turn with heavy duty boots, remembering that Deoxys had all those hazards. It was initially Expert Belt. Didn't really know what else to throw on it. Didn't want Life Orb because of Thunderclap, Raging Bolt. We are plus speed if we get under Quark Drive. I had discharge on this until like the last minute, but to me, I think the sludge wave value for things like Superior and Enamorous is too valuable to not have. So that's what we've got with Iron Moth. Iron Crown, we are also getting the speed boost on under Quark Drive. Electric Terrain. We're just running Assault Vest, Tachyon Cutter, Psy Shock, Focus Blast, Volt Switch. I think hits his whole team pretty hard. Gives me a nice pivot with some bulk there. Tapu Koko this week is my best answer to Raging Bolt. So we're actually running a pretty bulky Tapu Koko. As you can see, enough speed to outspeed his entire team. And then we're running Thunderbolt, Dazzling Gleam, Calm Mind, Roost. If that Raging Bolt starts Calm Minding, we can kind of go Calm Mind for Calm Mind, except I have Roost. So then it maybe turns into a crit battle for who wins. We'll see. Hydreigon, I think, will probably be my lead coming off the bench this week. I'm just running Choice Specs Hydreigon. I think Hydreigon kind of struggles at its 98 base speed, but the one weakness I kind of saw in Ball's team is it's not super fast. Obviously, he's got like the Superior and the Zamazenta. So Zamazenta always kind of comes in on this thing, which is a bit of a pain, but we will see how we can best manage there. Draco Meteor, Dark Pulse, Earth Power, Flash Cannon. That is the other tough note is between Zamazenta and Enamorous. He kind of just switches into this thing pretty decently, so we'll have to play around that, but I think lead this turn one, try to click a button is probably going to be my plan. Driftblim has been a staple every week with this Unburdened set. This week it is with Electric Seed, hopefully being able to pop that with our terrain up to get our Unburden off. He does not have great switch-ins to Will-O-Wisp or Ghost-type moves. I just am banking on Kamala not coming. Kamala kind of shuts this thing down, if I'm being honest. And Strength Sap, this is kind of our Zamazenta check to make it click something other than body press on us. It also does pretty well into a few of his other physical attackers, namely Dracozolt, because I will outspeed Dracozolt in sand. And then Electric Seed will give us a +1 boost. If Electric Terrain is up, we can click Strength Sap, Will-O-Wisp, yada yada. Just have some staying power. And finally, Mega Blastoise. I'm not running a real water type attacking move. We do have Flip Turn, but I'm just running Aura Sphere, Dark Pulse, Dragon Pulse. Hits really hard into his whole team. Again, kind of walled by Enamorous, so we will see how I can play around that. This was another last-minute switch. I thought hitting Mega T-Tar harder with Aura Sphere was worth having it over something like Scald, which I just didn't really see myself clicking into Dracovish that 4 times resists it. So we are fast enough to outspeed Dracovish outside of sand and enough special attack to do pretty good damage to both Dracovish and Raging Bolt with Dragon Pulse. And then max defense to where I should take 2 hits from Dracovish. Some of it's a roll, some of it might be like if he's bringing the set he brings, kind of. So anyways, that is that. We will see if we can send our battle off to our buddy here. Let him know. Okay. Send. Letting him know I had some technical difficulties. I told him it would be 10 minutes, 25 minutes ago. So apologies to Ball. Thank you for your patience. And we will wait for him to get into it here. Whew. Yeah, so again, trying to claw our way back. I do think, looking at my schedule, I think I still might be able to drop a match and make playoffs. I need my differential to stay tight. If that is the case, I need to lose by like 1 or 2 and not get blown out of the water here. So we will see what we can do. I mean, obviously, win's huge, but falling to 1-4 with 3 weeks left in the regular season is not ideal. Okay. You too. He says GLHF. And nope. Let's copy. No. My link does not want to HT. I also think Ball might play on mobile, which is crazy. Yeah, I mean a lot of what I expected. No Enam, I think, is huge. It does make having Assault Vest on Iron Crown a little less important, but it is still nice to have for that SERP. So I'm not having to switch in Iron Moth all the time. Also, no Deoxys. So switching the heavy duty boots, he might have rocks on Golurk. We'll see. But like I said, I think I'm just going to lead High Dragon and try to click a button. Try to play a little bit of his game against him. And unfortunately, he leads the best possible thing into it. I tried finally not leading Coco, and this is what I get, I suppose. Now, I do want to I do have some bulk on Coco, so I will see how much Coco takes from a Zamazenta body press. I mean, I take not a terrible amount of damage. I think that is just my play, is to go hard Coco. I've been getting absolutely smoked on my leads this season, which is tough. I want to switch Coco in before going hard Drift Blim, just so I can try to get that electric seed off. Okay, he's CC. That does 29. What does that tell me? Zamazenta, he's close combat. 29 still gives me the impression that he's not super bulky. I think I feel pretty okay about just clicking Dazzling Gleam here. I am going to double check real quick. What does Zamazenta? I was like, I don't think it gets. Yeah, it gets Dig. Is this man Power Herb Dig? Is that even worth scouting for? No, because he has to be the crown form, right? Which has to have the shield. So he can't be Power Herb Dig. What else is Coco weak to? Poison, I guess, would be the other. It doesn't get like Poison Fang. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna fire off a Dazzling Gleam here. It hits pretty well into his whole team. Obviously, I don't want to take a ton of chip. Wow. Okay, he's bulky. Oh, and he crits Heavy Slam. So we are once again on the back foot with losing Coco this early because, yeah, that did 35 to 42%. Yeah, Coco really does not want to do it to it this season. Let's see. I mean, we're unfortunately going to be pretty back foot here with our Raging Bolt comes in. We get a Willow off. We do just burn our Electric Seed immediately. What do I mean, I could see, like, he could just Calm Mind in my face here. He goes Discharge. Yeah. Yeah. So, cool. The hacks this season are just Not my friend. We drop a Draco. I mean, that does alright damage to Zamazenta, all things considered. Down goes our terrain. I'm just going to go hard ripple him again. Cool. We do thankfully predict that. I think I'm going to Willow again. He just goes Bolt, which is fine. We miss. Wow. This is tough. This is real tough. I don't have a great way to break this thing. I low key might just click Destiny Bond here. Because Coco was my answer to this thing, and yeah, T-Bolt Discharge will just take Drifblim out straight up. Yeah, you know what? Screw it. Oh, nice try there, bud. Good switch. But this is pretty fine, I think. If he Scarf Vicious Rend, he has a chance just to Oko me here, which is nuts. But if I can burn this thing, sure, he might go back Bolt. We'll see. But Blastoise hasn't made it yet. So I think potentially just, yeah, okay. But I still had a Destiny Bond up, so kind of huge there. What do we go here? What do I think he's going? Crown feels okay into everything except Golurk. I think I'm just gonna go Moth. Yeah, Moth on Golurk. I think this is just a U-turn into Hydreigon. And he does get his rocks up. Okay. Man. What does he still have? I mean, he might outspeed me still. There's a part of me that just wants to drop another Draco. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Because at this point, why not? You know? I don't really have a switch into 2 attacks from this thing. So I think I just, eat that close combat. Which is going to take me out there. Close combat, heavy slam. I do wonder. I think does Blastoise flip turn take this thing out at -1 defense? I feel like it has to. I think this is my best angle. Now that Dracovish is gone, Blastoise just needs a reason to get in. I could see him going Golurk to try to spin or block my spin. Okay, Raging Bolt comes out. That's fine. I think we just have to go. It's probably Crown here with AV. And we click. Do I go insane? No, I Psyshock. That does 29. He's discharging. I think I just have to stay in, unfortunately. Do not know what I think is probably AV Bolt would be my guess. I should be able to live a another discharge plus thunderclap. Unfortunately, I am getting a little weak to SERP. T-Tar still has not come out. I mean, like I said, when your team revolves around Coco and you can't keep Coco alive, partially because you're bad and partially because your luck is not great. That's kind of how that goes. Golurk comes back out here. This is unfortunately very bad. Let's see. Iron Crown into Golurk. He can't be Assault Vest. He's Stealth Rock. What did I did 47 with Side Shock, so he can't be that bulky. We Tachyon Cutter. It does take it out. Okay. I was like, that quick head calc said that I thought it should take him out. This is where things get scary, as he's gonna probably click something gross here. Probably Leaf Storm, if we're being honest. SERP. I'm surprised this thing came out though. Tachyon Cutter is my best move. Oh, he's running screens, SERP. Okay. What is he running? Like DD T-Tar in the back? I'm curious why screens are what comes out. That does nothing. I mean, this is probably close combat. We're not out of it yet. I think I just have to let this thing go down, though. Oh my gosh, you're so bulky, Crown. This thing has been the go this season. Okay. And Sandstorm comes out. Mega T-Tar is behind a light screen. This is where we praise. That does 41. We get the special defense drop. Iron Crown, do it for me. Please. Okay, he outspeeds. And we need Blastoise to hold. We're max defense, pretty much Blastoise. Hold. Come on. We take it out. We die to sand. And he is... He is light clay. I mean, we have to dazzle here, which does, Jesus, nothing. He's running Earthquake on Raging Bolt, but we both take Chip. Any chance I live a Thunderclap? I live a Thunderclap. Sandstorm ends here. No way. No way. Do we think that he's... I mean, I know that he's light clay. He outspeeds! He's still max speed. Oh. Wow. GG's to Ball. We fall to 1-4 on the season in another tight match that I am just battling uphill the whole way from some tough hacks. I mean, it's part of the game, so it goes. But I mean, I would have loved a Leaf Storm miss there at the end. I won't lie, but it is what it is. The team feels better. We'll see if it's good enough to turn around and make it up into playoffs. But GG's again. Like I said, this was a match I was scared about. I think I played pretty well, honestly. I think my prep was better. So we'll see what we can do in our final 3 weeks of the regular season. Thank y'all for suffering through it all with me. That is all from me. Man, just one leaf storm miss. Just one would have been. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. As always, like and comment and subscribe for more in the future, more Draft League, more just Pokemon content as a whole. But until then, my name is ColeRocket21, and until we blast off on our next adventure, I'll see you later.